Okay, let's talk about protists. Protists are single-celled organisms. They make up the zooplankton and the phytoplankton. Zooplankton are animals, microscopic animals. Phytoplankton are microscopic plants. These protists have prey and predators. They have multiple levels to their ecology. And some of them actually play roles in diseases. We're going to look at four. We'll look at the Amoeba, the Paramecium, Trypanosoma gambiense, and Plasmodium vivax. And the first one I want to look at is Amoeba proteus. Now, this is Amoeba, and there's a lot of different species of Amoeba. They have these little structures here called pseudopods. And that's how they move. They actually, inside the amoeba is the cytoplasm, because it's a single cell. And they can actually push the cytoplasm into these pseudopods to help them move. It's called cytoplasmic streaming. They are a predator. They eat using a process called phagocytosis. Phage means to eat. Cytosis means cell. And so what they do is they extend the pseudopods around something. They form a little vesicle around the food or organism or whatever it is that they're eating. And then they dump enzymes into the vesicle and ingest it, and then get rid of the waste products. They do cause a disease called amoebic dysentery, and that's when a huge number of amoeba proliferate in your GI tract. And it's very easy to treat. You just use an antiparasitic drug called metronidazole, and it will take out the amoeba in your GI tract so that you will lose the amoebic dysentery. The big problem with amoebic dysentery is dehydration. Now we'll look at Paramecium. This is another predator. And they move by taking these little cilia on the outside and they beat them like paddles. And these guys can move really, really fast. Now, these organisms eat other organisms. They're a predator. And it's the little cilia that help them move. Trypanosoma. This is a flagellate. It has a single flagella at the back of the body. And Trypanosoma gambiense is a parasite that gets in your bloodstream. It is spread by a fly called a tsetse fly and causes African sleeping sickness. The tsetse fly is the female. The female tsetse fly is like a female mosquito. They have to have blood. They have to feed on blood before they can lay eggs. And this one is fairly easy to get rid of. You take an antiparasitic drug that gets into your bloodstream and it will kill these parasites. Now, the red things, for reference, those are just erythrocytes or red blood cells. And so you've got your parasites, which are the little guys here. It's called sleeping sickness because in the later stages, you will go to sleep, basically a coma from which you don't wake up. This is where you would find it primarily in Africa. Here's a female tsetse fly feeding. You can see her proboscis that's going down and actually tapping into the capillaries in the skin of this human. And they gorge themselves until they're literally defecating blood as fast as they're taking it in, getting ready to breed. They need the energy. There is a species of trypanosome in the United States. It's called Trypanosoma cruzi. It causes Chagas disease, and it is spread by this bug here, a kissing bug, which the females bite and suck the blood in preparation for reproducing. This is where we have documented cases of Chagas, the range map. The next one, Plasmodium vivax. This one causes malaria. And the difference with this one and the previous Trypanosoma is that this one, the parasite actually gets inside your red blood cells. So in order to kill it, you have to kill the red blood cell that it's in. Causes malaria. Here is your Anopheles mosquito, the female. You can see her proboscis, and she's sucking blood in, and to the point that she's gorging. This is where you can find malaria. It is moving north, though. There are cases of malaria now in Cuba, Florida, all along the Gulf Coast. And then let's look at this other little group of protistans. We call them the Protistan Algae because in addition to killing and eating other organisms, they also have chlorophyll and chloroplasts and conduct photosynthesis like a plant. And so they can actually make some of their own food. So they have two ways of getting energy. Here is a Euglena. There's a flagella. And you can see the little chloroplasts in here that allow it to make food like a plant does. And that wraps up our discussion of the protists.